for faith.
So today I'm diving into a film that hits pretty close to home for me, and that's Conclave. Now let me give you a little background here. I grew up with Baptist missionary parents where religion was woven into every part of my upbringing. And then fast forward a few years and I married into an Episcopal family, and not just any Episcopal family. My in-laws include 3 priests. So you can say I'm no stranger to conversations about faith and tradition. In fact, I'm a Notre Dame fan, so there's that. Watching Conclave was fascinating. This movie pulls back the curtain on the Vatican's inner workings during one of the most secretive processes in the world, the selection of a new pope. And even if you're not religious, it's hard not to get drawn into this kind of setting. It's like a hidden world where ambition and humility are in constant push and pull. The visuals in this movie are stunning. The cinematographer, Stefan Funting, brings the film to life, making every scene feel like it's pulled straight from a Renaissance painting. You've got these dimly lit halls, the shadows that seem to breathe, and the sunlight sneaking through stained glass. It's like the Holy Spirit got the job in lighting. And let me tell you about the music. It's absolutely beautiful. It feels reverent and haunting and perfectly matched to the setting. So you really feel like you're peeking into something sacred. Something that's not meant for public eyes. And then there's the acting. The cast really does some really heavy lifting. They are not just characters. They're living, breathing history, carrying the weight of the centuries-old traditions and complex personal ambitions. And each one is wrestling with their own ideas of faith, purpose, and power. And yet, it may not be the roller coaster plot-wise. It's not a thriller with twists you'll never see coming, but that's not the point. The story settles on the big question. Who wants to be Pope? Like, really, who? I mean, because talking about becoming one of the most famous and most powerful figures on the planet. Now, the movie's pacing has a quiet intensity. It's a slow burn tension that builds and builds, and reminds me of 12 Angry Men, where you have a group of people in one room, each clinging to their beliefs and ideals, as the story unfolds, they slowly chip away at each other's walls. It's subtle yet captivating, and even though the outcome feels predictable, there's a twist that revolves around a profound question at the end. And depending on where you stand, it might leave you feeling polarized or deeply moved. It's a film that makes you think. Maybe even discuss it with someone who's also seen it. I had the pleasure of watching it with my mother-in-law. Yes, her son is a priest. And let's just say the car ride home was filled with a deep conversation. So if you're in the mood for something thoughtful, something you can really sink your teeth into, give Conclave a watch. It's visually stunning. It's haunting. It's one of those films that leaves you with more questions than answers. This film will get a lot of Oscar attention for cinematography and acting and everything else. So this is something to definitely watch during the Oscar season. So those are my thoughts on Conclave. Please let me know what you thought of Conclave, and don't forget to like and subscribe and join me on this film journey. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time at ReelPete.
Although we sisters are supposed to be invisible, God has nevertheless given us eyes and ears.